Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we will read a story about a woman who had a mother-in-law who tried to sabotage her son's and the woman's relationship, only to have it all blow up when her son discovered the truth about her manipulations and lies. This is a two-part story, so be sure to like and subscribe for part 2. Let us begin. I, 29 years old, think my future mother-in-law, 63 female, may be trying to sabotage my relationship with my fiancé, 31 male. Let's get down to business. I've been with my fiancé, Adam, for 5 years, and we've been engaged for 7 months. We have a beautiful home together, and we both work really hard at our relationship. The issue isn't with Adam. He does his very best to try to mitigate the situation with his mom, but it's wearing on him, and I worry that one day he'll have to choose. I don't want him to have to do that. That would hurt him too much to choose between me and his family. There are a lot of situations, but I thought I would highlight the worst and most recent one. About 3 years ago, 1 month after we purchased our house, his mom really needed windows in her house. Mold was growing a lot, and some no longer had seals. Now, his mom actually has a sizable savings account, enough that she can spend her money frivolously on luxury goods like Birkin bags, getting her hair done 2 times a week, her nails, buying a Mercedes every 2 years, and so on. However, she never budgets for anything, so she asked him for $25,000 to replace the windows. He said he'd cover them. When he told me, I almost had a heart attack. He said it was a loan and that she'd pay him back. I still have student debt to cover, and we have a larger mortgage than we should have. She made a comment to him about how I would let her freeze to death all winter, and he had to help her. We took extra out on the mortgage to cover the windows, top of the line, everything. We still have yet to see a dime. I suppose it went into her new GL class. To quote the Bard, neither a borrower nor a lender be. Adam and I had a vacation planned a year after the windows dilemma happened. We decided that we would go to Europe for 2 weeks, as he has never been, and I lived there from the time I was 3 until I came to America for school. We set our hearts on Spain and rented a lovely apartment in Barcelona for the 2 weeks. It was perfect for 2. We planned all of our tours and outings around our interests. Adam loves architecture, so we had a few hours solely planned for that. His mother decided that she had to come, and she'd never been to Europe either, so she invited herself on our trip. Like I did previously, I tried to appeal to his rational side, but I couldn't get through to his emotional side, so I just accepted that she'd be coming along. Well, coach wasn't good enough for her, and she had to have tickets upgraded to business, but she didn't want to travel alone, so she pitched in for a seat for Adam to travel with her. I had to remain in coach alone. Then she didn't want to stay at the apartment because it wasn't a vacation to her. No, she had to stay at the W in Barcelona, where she begged Adam to stay with her, but there wasn't any room for me. He tried to reason with her, but she cried and said how sad she was without her husband with her, as he passed away before they could ever get to Europe together. He passed away 10 years ago, so I stayed at the apartment alone while they stayed at the hotel. We were supposed to meet up for breakfast, but she would never get ready on time, so they wouldn't be down until 11 a.m., and we missed most of our outings. I definitely felt like a third wheel and questioned why I even bothered to go on the vacation when I could have stayed home and not felt so alone. Adam and I began to discuss wedding plans. I would like to keep it relatively low-key, as my family still lives in Europe and cannot attend, as my father is very sick and we are worried he may take a turn for the worse. Traveling is just not worth it for him, and I wouldn't want him to risk his health for something that is a one-day event. I told Adam that I would like just a courtroom ceremony, and his mother and sister, of course, and friends. We'd then take everyone out for a very fancy dinner. His mother did not, I repeat, not take kindly to this. She said that if her son was going to get married, it would have to be a grand affair for everyone to see. I just keep looking at my side of the seating chart and the pitiful number of guests. I just want to cry. She has been planning it. I told Adam I didn't want this. I expressly told him that I just wanted a small, really small event. No go. She won't even hear him. She just refers to me as her and says how I think that I'm too good for a large wedding and that my family is too good for America. My family is American. My dad was an ambassador. This has been happening a lot recently, and this time it's just been one too many times. Lately, she has been asking for more together family time. She lives quite close, but we don't see her all that often, as she has friends and events that keep her busy. Not too busy to plan the wedding, though. She has requested that Adam and I have dinner with her 3 times a week. What has been happening is that she has been reserving a spot at the restaurant for 6 p.m. I don't get home until 6:30 some nights. She has just been encouraging Adam to eat out with her, as I am too thoughtless to come home at a decent hour to eat with her son. How lonely that must be for him. It honestly doesn't bother me that he goes out to eat with her that often, but the things she says behind my back. Well, I came home early tonight. I left work and was on the road by 4:30 p.m., home by 5 p.m. I surprised Adam as he was just coming in the door when I yanked the door open to greet him happily. He was so excited to see me. I could come to dinner with him and his mom. I told him I just needed to shower real quick and get dressed. He called his mom right away and told her that I would be able to make it. He also made a comment stating he hoped there was a reservation for 3 tonight. She said that there was, but she thought they'd eat earlier, like 5:30, and was already on her way to our house. She got there at 5:15 and stated that she couldn't wait another second and had to eat right then. Adam said I'd be ready in just another 15 minutes and offered to call the restaurant and request they move us back. She wouldn't hear it. She just whined about being hungry and how a poor old woman should be expected to wait so his fiancé could fulfill her vain requirements. He came upstairs and asked how long I'd be. I said just another 10 minutes. He said his mom was really upset and hungry, and if I could skip a step for him so we could leave earlier. I told him to go ahead without me and I would meet them there. That was fine. I got there and the table was for 2, of course. Adam said we could make room, but she said how we'd be inconveniencing everyone and that I should just go sit by the bar and she'd try to get it fixed. I had 1 drink at the bar and then left, came home, calmed down a bit, and now I'm writing this. Wow, that was long. I think I needed to get that out there. I guess I figured everything out, though. Sorry to bother you, our relationships. Unfortunately, my relationship is over with Adam. I realized this as I poured my heart out onto this sub. Thank you. Update 1. Wow. Whoa. I really did not expect this kind of attention, considering I pretty much came to a conclusion. It seems to be the general consensus among you that it's the right one on my own, but the support from our relationships, the support you have given me, I'm overwhelmed and feel extremely grateful in a way I cannot express, through PMs and comment posts. I cried while reading all of them. I figured I would update you on what has happened so far. After I posted a comment on my own thread and was about 2 glasses deep into a bottle of wine, Adam came home. This was extremely late. He sat down beside me and looked defeated. He just looked at me with hopeless eyes. I asked him if he wanted to talk about it. He said he needed time to process everything that happened that night. I told him I also needed time. He said to me that whatever I wanted to do, he would accept it. So I called my maid of honor and asked if she would come pick me up and I could stay at her house for the night. Adam and I kissed, and he told me he loved me, and I left. I haven't been back from Colleen's house. I made a call the next morning to my office asking for a few more days off to visit my family. So right now I am writing to you from my parents' house in Europe. I called Adam and told him my plans, and he asked me if I would let him drive me. I told him I was okay to go myself with Colleen and I would email him when I got to my family home. When I got settled at home, I emailed Adam and I sent him the thread that I had made that Tuesday night. A large majority of you wanted him to read it, so he has read all of your comments. He also read the part where I came to the conclusion on my own that I had to end things. We talked briefly over Skype. He told me he felt raw from the thread, but he was glad I'd gotten things out. He asked me if I was sure if I wanted to break things off, or if I still needed time to think. I said I was pretty sure. He asked me for a probability. This is a joke in our relationship for dealing with decisions, and I said I was 90% sure that this was the end for us, and I was using my time away wisely to really consider everything. For some reason, his eyes brightened, and he just told me that we could talk about it when I got back stateside. I wouldn't break up with him over Skype, and I think we have a lot of legalities to go through regarding the house, and we have to collect any deposits that were available when we canceled the wedding things because his mom didn't pay for any of the wedding she planned anyway. I have had a sit-down with my father. He's been feeling better, which is a huge relief. He has offered me 2/3 of the cost of the house, so I could either buy it from Adam and pay off most of the mortgage, or just walk away and buy myself something else. I didn't expect this, but he said it would give me options should I decide what he thinks I have decided. He says he just wants me to have freedom and that he wouldn't want to see my heart and my bank account broken at the same time. So that's that. Nothing has really happened between Adam and me. I do have more power, though, thanks to my parents, and I have been enjoying my time with my family. My mom and I have been shopping a lot, and my brother, my dad's doctor, and his family have been coming over for dinner quite a bit. My sister is expected to return from China tomorrow, and I'm very excited to see her. And that's the end part 1 of this story. What do you guys think about the situation? So, what would you do if you were in her shoes? Let me know in the comment. And I will see you in the next video.